Army of the Dead. Might as well be a dead franchise at this point. Let's talk about it in today's Bailey broadcast. Hi guys, welcome back to the channel. If you're new here, this is the Bailey broadcast where we talk about everything movies, television, and more. I am your host, Tommy B, and today we're going to be talking about The Army of the Dead, Zack Snyder's newest film on Netflix and in theaters if you haven't got a Netflix account, which I think most of us do at this point. But it is the newest collaboration by Zack Snyder, who did everything from the writing, the directing, the cinematography, and I gotta be honest, this was a film that I was very excited about. I can't say that it wasn't entertaining, but if I have to be 100% honest, it kind of felt like Zack Snyder had a bad day at the office. Before we get into what I didn't like about the film, let's talk about what I did like about the film. Dave Bautista actually, showed me some acting chops in this film. He did a really good job. I thought all the actors actually did a really good job in this film. The action sequences as well were very well done, very, entertaining. I liked these zombies themselves, how they looked, how they acted, the different tiers of zombies. But that's about it, unfortunately, with this film. I was really hoping to get a little more depth into how the zombies were created, which we didn't learn. I thought there were some shots done by Zack Snyder, which he's kind of known for in a lot of his films, where you kind of get that hazy background or the non-focusing, for a few shots. The one shot I think it worked the best on was with the zombie queen, where it kind of was out of focus, and it really kind of zoomed in on her, which was great. But I just think it was used too much. It kind of, distracted me a little bit from, the movie itself. And, I don't know. I know he likes that, kind of usage of that tool, but to me, it was a little distracting. I thought the film was pretty predictable, unfortunately. We have this, millionaire Japanese guy who I can't remember his name right now, but he's a phenomenal actor. He's been in Avengers Endgame. He was Scorpion in the recent Mortal Kombat movie. And again, I don't blame any of the actors. I just think the writing was just a little too predictable. The henchman, or his, second in command that he had go in on the mission, I think we all could see he was a bad guy and he was going to turn against the team, right? I mean, it was pretty obvious. I hate to be that guy, but I really wanted to enjoy this movie so much more than I did, and it was very disappointing, unfortunately. But yeah, so as well, to go along with what else I didn't like about the film, as soon as Dave Bautista's daughter, Kate, was, forced her way onto the mission, you kind of could tell, okay, things, obviously no one, or not everyone's going to make it in a zombie movie. I think that's, obviously, goes without saying. But, when you throw in this variable like this, innocent bystander who has no, experience in military or fighting, obviously, in the brief, moments of the beginning of the movie, we see, a few of these characters have experience trying to evacuate, as many civilians as they could from Vegas, when it first, started. And then you throw in characters like Guzman, who just is a guy who goes online and gets, noticed for his shots of killing zombies. I mean, okay, he can kill zombies, but what makes him an expert to go along in this mission? I guess the main point of it was, he'll do anything for money. So, okay, that's fine. But, to let his daughter Kate go along in the mission, who's trying to find her friends, who wanted to go into Vegas to score some money to get out of that that camp, which was also very confusing. I don't quite understand what that was really all about, why that was necessary, what their purpose of, being there was. Obviously, you have the volunteer, Kate, helping out. I guess these are all people who are living in Vegas who don't have anywhere else to go, but it seemed very Nazi-like, if you ask me. Like, they couldn't do anything. You have this guard who is, taking advantage of all these women, and no one in the government can step in and really help. It's just, I don't know, man. I was very disappointed. Okay, and going back to these women that Kate wanted to go into Vegas to find, I don't understand why the zombie king is holding them as hostages. Like, we never get an explanation of what these hostages are for. I'm trying to put it together like, okay, so did they not come in with some kind of, you know, food, you know, to a peace offering so that they could, you know, walk around the city without being harmed, and the king took them hostage? Like, there was just not enough detail and background on how they do what they do. And then the freaking zombie queen's pregnant. How the fuck does that explain anything? Like, I just thought it was way too far-fetched. And don't get me wrong, I have a very big imagination. Like, I can, you know, go with a lot of things, but this was just a little too, you know, over the top, I guess you could say, without any real explanation. And so, yeah, again, it being so predictable, I think, could all see there was going to be a final fight between Dave Bautista's character, Ward, and the Zombie King, and, you know, everyone dies. He ends up killing the king. By the way, sorry, spoilers. Sorry, that's my bad. I should have said that. But yeah, you know, I think that there could have been other ways to go about doing it. Have Kate, the daughter, kill the Zombie King, or, you know, something a little more original. It really was very disappointing in those regards. And then Vandeho, I think his name was, you know, you think he's, you know, safe in, you know, the actual safe where all the money is out in, you know, he gets out somehow. He finds his way onto a, you know, an airfield, buys a plane. Obviously, oh, surprise, surprise, he was bitten, you know, and now this franchise is going to apparently take place in Mexico City or somewhere in Mexico. I thought it was not Zack Snyder's best day at the office. That's the only way I can explain it. I think he's such a good director most of the time. By the way, the one thing I do want to, you know, give, you know, props to for Zack Snyder, which he does great in all his films, is the music choices. I think the music was one of the best parts of this movie. But ultimately, you know, I don't know if they're going to greenlit, you know, a sequel after, you know, watching it I've only seen it once, but I don't know if I'll be able to watch it again. There's too many things that bother me about this film. And for those who know me, I usually have nothing but good things to say about the movies I watch. I don't know, maybe that's just, you know, good choice in movies that I watch. But it's just one of those things where once is probably enough. I don't see it getting greenlit for a sequel, you know. Again, I love Dave Bautista. I think all the actors did a great job. I would have loved to have seen more of the Dieter character, the safecracker. I think he was, you know, my favorite part of the whole movie. Obviously, I think for me, I always love those, you know, comic reliefs within such kind of action-packed, dramatic, you know, movies, you know, scary movies. I think they kind of, you know, make it a little more lighthearted. And even though, you know, he did his job, I think he could have had a bigger role. I don't know. I'm not saying he shouldn't have died, but I think him and the pilot, you know, I think they were the two main standouts. So, and again, the action scenes were great, but all in all, I'll give this movie 1 thumbs up, not 2, unfortunately. I think it's not something I'll be watching again over and over. I definitely think people should watch it, you know, especially if you're into zombie movies. I think there are enough things in here to, you know, make it worthy of seeing at least once. But all in all, I can't say that many good things as I normally would. So with that said, let's talk about what was lost in imagination. So in a zombie movie, it can be kind of hard to find the main message. What I took out of the movie was to take every opportunity and do, you know, what you can with it. You know, whether it's, you know, kind of fixing relationships, making a better life for yourself. I think that was the main, you know, message that was lost in imagination. I think you have to see each one of these characters, singularly, and try to understand what was driving them to do this mission, right? Some was for fame, some was to make a better life for themselves. Dave Bautista, obviously, I think he really did want to reconnect with his daughter and help her with her future. So I think that's a great message. I think we should always try to seize every opportunity, every good opportunity that comes in front of us, and hopefully we can learn that and use it in our ordinary lives. So thank you so much for watching this video. If you liked what you saw here today, please hit that like and subscribe button and leave your comments down below. Tell me what you thought of the movie. Who was your favorite character? Did you feel like I did? It was kind of a letdown. And we will see you next time on the Bailey Broadcast. Take care, guys.